The terror attack in Boulder's Pearl Street turned fatal nearly 1 month later. Karen Diamond has died from the injuries she suffered in the firebombing. She was in her early 80s. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. We're glad you're with us tonight. The man accused in that Boulder attack now facing first-degree murder charges. Mohammed Solomon is from Colorado Springs, accused of throwing Molotov cocktails at peaceful demonstrators on June 1st. Those people were just calling for the release of Israeli hostages in Gaza. Well, tonight he's facing federal charges as well.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta has been working to get answers for you about this tragic death and what these new charges mean for the suspect. She joins us live in Boulder tonight. Veronica.
The death of Karen Diamond, one of the victims of that Boulder attack, it has brought a whole new level of sorrow for the community right here in Boulder and really throughout the state of Colorado. The Boulder County District Attorney telling me she died from her injuries of that June 1st attack.
Well, certainly this attack was devastating on everyone who was present that day, their loved ones, the Jewish community, and the community as a whole. So we continue to see the ripple effects of what happened on June 1st, and our office, along with our federal, state, and local partners, is going to fight tirelessly for justice, and we're going to make sure we fight for the right outcome in court.
Now, in an obit posted by Rabbi Mark Soloway, he said Diamond died last week, adding there were, quote, no words to express the pain of this horrific loss of our beloved member and friend. He went on to say the loss has, quote, impacted us all, and we are sad and horrified. We will need to support each other as we process this. Now, since there is now a death in this case, the suspect, Mohammed Solomon, has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. There's also been an increase in the number of victims to 29. The Boulder DA telling me he's committed to the state's case against Solomon.
We're fully committed to making sure this case stays on track, and I'm in close communication with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and local law enforcement to ensure that we're getting all the evidence and information we need so we can continue to seek the right outcome.
And there's already been a preliminary hearing for the federal case. That means next up is the preliminary hearing for the state's case against Solomon. That's expected to happen on July 15th.
And Veronica, I mean, this has just been such a difficult thing for this community. And we first reported there were 15 victims. Now the district attorney's office has identified 29. How are they identifying who is a victim in this case?
We asked the Boulder County District Attorney about that. He told us that they were able to identify those additional 14 victims through extensive research from the police department. They say that they do expect some additional charges for those additional victims.
All right, Veronica, thank you. And as you mentioned there, Solomon was in federal court Friday, where he pleaded not guilty to 12 crimes charges, hate crimes charges. Denver 7's Micah Smith talked with a criminal law professor about how state and federal charges can lead into harsher penalties.
Is there a world where there could be a death penalty at the federal level for a suspect?
I think so. So, for example, there is a potential under the federal hate crimes for the death penalty to be imposed if someone dies as a result of the hate crime. I don't think that's ever been charged. The difference now is that there's a potential first-degree murder charge at the federal level and an aggravating factor of using explosives.
Taking a closer look at Solomon's background. Federal officials say he was in the U.S. on an expired travel visa. A few days after the attack, Solomon's family was taken into Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody to be deported. Now, a judge issued a temporary restraining order to halt that deportation. The case has since been transferred to federal court in Texas.